And I have put a question here. Dimensions and units of each terms in Bernoulli equation. How do they represent energy? See, I said this is an energy equation. But if you look at the dimensions of each term, what are the dimensions of each term on the left hand side? What is the
Meter
dimension?
centimeters.
Meters is not dimension. Meter is unit. Dimension is L. The dimensions are L. Unit is meter. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So, how can meter represent energy? Can anyone say how can meters represent the energy? If you take the other terms, P by gamma, V square by 2G, they also represent meters. P by gamma also will be in length units, length dimensions. V square by 2G also will be having length dimensions. H will also have length dimensions. How is it possible? Energy expressed as length. So what is the explanation? Anybody has any idea? So this is the answer.
Sir, pressure height.
Uh, Energy per 1A and 1. 1A is this V square by 2 plus GH plus P by rho. And this is P by gamma plus V square by 2G plus H. Now you look at this term. See, what is the expression for potential energy? Potential energy is given by
P by
mgh. Potential energy is given by mgh. So if you divide that energy by m, what you will get? You will get energy per unit mass. So this constant here represents the energy per unit mass. So this represents the energy per unit weight. P by gamma plus V square by 2G plus Z or H will represent unit weight, energy per unit weight. Understand? Now, the task before you is write the energy equation in terms of energy per unit volume. So, you take this expression, you take this expression or this expression. This expression is energy per unit mass. This is energy per unit weight. So write down energy per unit volume. All of you try to write and tell me the result. So this equation 1, which is written as P by gamma plus V square by 2G plus H or Z is equal to constant. That is what we have written. So the meaning of this is, if you take here, something is missing. Okay. So when you say this sum is constant,
సార్
yes.
సీనియర్ అనే వెయిటింగ్ చేస్తున్నాను.
Okay. I will see. Okay. What is Lokesh number?
8, sir.
Okay. So that means all are present. What is it? This is valid for ideal fluid, and this is valid for incompressible fluid, and this is valid for steady flow. So if the flow is not ideal, then this equation is not valid. But generally, most of the fluids are not ideal. So how can we consider this equation? So what we do is we'll try to derive the same equation in another way, so that which can be applied to real fluids also. So here you have three terms. One is P by gamma, the other is V square by 2G, and the other is Z. So in other words, the sum of pressure head, velocity head, and datum head is constant throughout the fluid for ideal fluids only, ideal incompressible fluids only, anywhere in the fluid. Now, what are the limitations? These are the limitations. So how it is applied? Suppose you take a pipe. The pipe is changing cross section from some diameter to some diameter. So here you will have some velocity and some pressure, and this point is located with respect to some datum Z1. So the value of pressure here plus velocity square by 2G plus Z1 is equal to P2 by gamma plus V2 square by 2G plus Z2. So this is nothing but our Bernoulli's equation. Now what are the limitations? Now energy equation in this form is applicable between any 2 points in the flow when the flow is ideal, that is frictionless and steady. This is the major limitation which prevents us from applying Bernoulli principle for practical cases, since all fluids are not ideal. As I told, almost all fluids are real fluids. So how we have to apply? We can apply. We'll come across that. The energy equation in the above form can be obtained for real fluids also. That is what I was reiterating. However, for real fluids, the above equation is applicable for any 2 points on the same streamline, provided there is no loss of energy between the 2 points under consideration. So, this is our limitation. Any 2 points on the same streamline. Let us see. So, the same thing I have written once again here. You can refer. Now we will proceed to energy equation for real fluids. The energy equation derived earlier is applicable to ideal fluid flows only and cannot be applied to real fluid flows. In order to overcome this limitation, the energy principle is obtained by considering the flow along a streamline. Now what we do is we will consider only a streamline flow. So we will consider 2 points along the streamline and writing the equation of motion along this line without restricting the flow to be of ideal in nature. That means we will not consider the irrotationality condition, but only thing is we consider 2 points on the streamline. However, the energy principle so obtained is applicable between any 2 points only along a streamline, since it is obtained through integration of Euler's equation along a streamline. Now, We have derived the Euler's equation. See, this is the Euler's equation. These are Euler's equations. So now what we do is, we'll consider a similar equation along a streamline. So in order to develop the energy principle from equation of motion along a streamline, it is first required to obtain the acceleration along a streamline. So let us consider. Now, let's consider a streamline. So this is a streamline. I have considered a streamline like this. So this is my streamline. This is the streamline. Okay, on that streamline, I will consider a point and take a small length d delta s. So at this point, because this is a streamline, if I draw a tangent here, it will indicate me the direction of the velocity. So this is velocity v, and this length is ds delta s, and this length is delta x. So this velocity v will have a component vx in this direction. Okay. When the flow along a streamline is considered, the velocity will be entirely in the direction of tangent to streamline. That is the direction. Yes, this is the s direction, tangential direction. From the definition of velocity and the acceleration, what is it that we have? How do we define velocity? Velocity is the rate of change of distance, or it is the displacement. So ds by dt. And what is the acceleration? Acceleration in s direction is rate of change of velocity in the s direction. So that means d by dt of vs. So now I can write dvs is the change. So dvs by ds into ds, it is the change in velocity. So dvs can be written as dvs by ds into ds. So acceleration is this. Acceleration is dvs by ds. Acceleration in s direction is dvs by ds. So this is change in velocity dvs, and the time is dt. So this dvs by dt can be written as dvs by ds into ds divided by dt. See, what I can write is I will write.
Sir,
Yes.
acceleration dvs by dt, no, sir.
Huh?
That
This is what I'm saying. I'm going to explain.
acceleration.
I'm going to explain that.
Okay.
That is only what I am writing. See, acceleration is dvs by dt. This is acceleration. So this is dvs. This is dvs. So this divided by dt. So that is this equation, this expression. Okay? Is it clear? Now, what is this part? Now, this part is nothing but dvs by ds. This is nothing. This can be written as 1 minute. Now, see what I will do is this dvs by this 1 minute. dvs by ds, ds by dt. What is this ds by dt? What is this ds by dt?
Velocities.
So therefore, as is written as vs, which is this, and this, right? Now, what I will further do is, same thing, this vs dvs by ds is there. So this vs I will take inside the derivative. So I can write that as is equal to, when I am taking this inside, it will become vs square. So it will become half d by ds of vs square by 2. Sorry, this is not that. 1 minute. This is not there. See, this is what it will be. As is equal to half d by ds of vs square. What is the half d by ds of vs square? Half d by ds of vs square is nothing but 2 into 1 by 2 dvs by ds into ds by dt. So that will be same. So therefore, now let us now consider a streamline. This is how I have considered a streamline. Now what I will be doing is, consider an infinitesimal cylindrical fluid element of length ds, a cylindrical fluid element of length ds, of cross-sectional area dA, moving along a streamline. Now what are the forces acting on this? Here you will have PdA, here the pressure is P. So the force in this direction on this surface is P multiplied by dA. Now here the pressure is P. So what is the pressure here? P plus dou P by dou S into ds. The pressure at this section is P pressure here plus the rate at which P is changing with respect to S, that is dou P by dou S into ds. So that is the pressure here. So what is the force here? PdA. And what is the force here? P plus dou P by dou S into ds into dA. We'll assume that the area is not changing much because a small infinitesimal length we have considered. So on this element, you have the pressure forces and also the weight acting downwards. So what is the weight of this fluid? If you consider this angle is theta, if you consider this angle is theta, so the volume is ds multiplied by area. ds multiplied by area is the volume. So this is volume. And rho times this is mass. Rho dA will give you mass. So this will give you mass. When you multiply this entire thing by G, what you will get? The force. Which will be acting like this. So this is what I have written here. The total force is acting on this element in this direction, in the direction of the streamline. The force on this surface is PdA and the force on this surface is P plus dou P by dou S into ds into dA. So this force is acting in this direction and this force is acting opposite. So when we are considering this as the positive direction of S, so the force PdA minus this. In addition to this, you will have a vertical component of weight, rho g ds dA. So what is the component of this force in this direction? If you consider this as angle as theta, so the force acting, this can be resolved into two directions. One in this direction and the other in this direction. One in the radial direction and the other in the tangential direction. So this component is this. So this is the force. This is the force acting. This is the net force acting on the element. Now this force is equal to mass this is mass multiplied by acceleration. So this is force. all in S direction. All is acting in S direction. So this equation is simplified. PDA minus PDA will get cancelled. So you will get minus dou P by dou S into dA minus rho G ds dA cos theta is equal to rho AS rho ds dA. Now here this AS is local acceleration plus convective acceleration. So what is AS? AS is the rate at which its velocity is changing with respect to time, which is local acceleration and convective acceleration. Now when we consider steady flow, this part is zero. This part is zero for steady flow. So therefore, AS will become V dou V by dou S. Now you go back to our earlier see, when we are considering the flow along a streamline, the velocity will be totally in this direction, in the tangential direction. So I can replace V by Vs. So for steady flow, As is equal to Vs dou Vs by dou S. Or if we just drop this suffix just here, As is V dou V by dou S. Just for convenience only, we have dropped this. Even if we retain also, it doesn't matter. Now, go back to the figure. This is theta. Now we have, this is one point and this is the other point. This is the length. So the difference between this is dz. This is dz. So this dz can be written as dou z by dou s into ds. Dou z by dou s is what? Is the rate at which the elevation of the points on the streamline are changing. This is your streamline. So how z is changing? So I can write dou z by dou s as cos theta. So substitute that in this equation. So you will get minus dou p by dou s minus rho g dou z by dou s is equal to rho v dou v by dou s. This is what we get. This one A is this. So this is the equation. So in this equation, if you replace this cos theta by dou z by dou s and simplify, you will get what I have shown here after dividing by rho by ds dA. So this is, you can see, this is similar to our Euler's equation. This is the pressure force, this is the body force, and this is the acceleration. Okay. Now you can see here, this is with respect to S differentiation. This is also with respect to S. This also with respect to S. So now we can integrate this along the streamline, along S. Now this V I will take inside and I will write it as like this. Dou by dou S of. So this I will write this I will write like this. So what happens is the entire thing will now become dou by dou S of P dou by dou S of V square by 2 and dou by dou S of Gz. This G is constant, so it can be taken inside and this will become G. So what I have done is I have divided throughout by rho. So this rho will get cancelled and you will get this rho in the denominator. Okay. So if you integrate this streamline, you will get V square by 2 plus P by rho plus Gz is equal to constant. So this is nothing but your energy equation. The constant will have different values on different streamlines. So if you take one streamline, if you take one streamline like this, maybe the energy may be total maybe some constant. If I take another streamline, so for real fluids, this is applicable for any 2 points on the same streamline. For any 2 points on the same streamline. Suppose if the flow is irrotational, then I can take a point on this streamline and a point on this streamline. And I can write this. But this is for ideal fluid. For real fluids, along this streamline, Along this streamline, it is some constant, and along another streamline, it is some other constant. So that is how the basic difference is when we consider the fluids to be real fluids or the real flows or rotational flows. Now, so the above equation, when applied between 2 points on a streamline, so P by rho plus V square by 2 plus Gz is equal to constant can be written as P1 by rho plus V1 square by 2 plus Gz1 is equal to P2 by rho plus V2 square by Z plus Gz2. So again, if we divide by G, we will get this form P1 by gamma plus V1 square by 2G plus Z1. So this is energy per unit weight, and this is energy per unit mass, right? Now I ask you to find out the energy in terms of this equation, in terms of energy per unit volume. Has anybody attempted it? Anybody tried? All of you try. I will come back within 10 minutes.
Okay, sir.
Now it is 3. We are dividing the potential energy by gamma. So this is energy per unit weight. And this is the expression for energy per unit volume. P1 plus rho V1 square by 2 plus gamma Z1. Okay. So this is what I wanted to take in the first part. Now let us go to the problem which I have given. See, this is a problem which I have given to you. Show that the two-dimensional irrotation flow stream function psi is equal to u into r minus a square by r sine theta represents the pattern of steady flow in the x direction past a cylinder of radius a of an infinite fluid whose undisturbed velocity is u. Determine the potential function and find the velocity distribution. Now, first of all, we'll try to identify the streamline psi is equal to 0. So, if you consider this expression, for any radius, this expression theta, sine theta will be 0 either when theta is equal to 0 or when theta is equal to 180. So that means the streamline coincides with your x-axis. So, and the streamline, when it coincides at theta, see, this is your x-axis. And here it is psi is equal to 0 at this point. Now again, if you consider some radius or some other point, this is center. So this is theta is equal to, theta is equal to 0. And this is theta is equal to 180 degrees. So that means your streamline is a circle of radius r. It is a circle of radius r. Sorry, radius a. Because if you take r is equal to a, so this expression, 1 minute. So no, this is the expression we have. Psi is equal to u multiplied by, this is one thing, and this is another thing. Now here, u is not 0. So when this psi can be 0, psi will be 0 either when this is 0 or this is 0. So for any r, when theta is equal to 0 or theta is equal to pi, psi is 0. Similarly, for any theta, this is theta. So I am measuring theta like this. For any theta. So for any theta, this will be 0 when this is 0. When this will be 0? When this will be 0? This will be 0 when r is equal to a. When r is equal to a, this will become a minus a square by a. A square by a will be a. So a minus a 0. So for any r, when r is equal to a, r is equal to a indicates that this value of psi is 0. That means obviously this must be your streamline. So the streamline comes here and again it. So this is one streamline. This is one streamline. So you can now draw the other streamlines. The other streamlines can be plotted. The streamlines inside the circle have no influence on the flow pattern outside and therefore can be regarded as a solid boundary of a cylinder of radius a. Because when you consider the circles inside the radius r is equal to a, they will not have any influence on the flow outside. So that means it can be considered as either a cylinder or a sphere. Sphere we cannot consider because it is not a three-dimensional flow. So it is a two-dimensional flow. So therefore, the flow pattern is past a cylinder of radius A. Now, this is your stream function. Now, the corresponding potential function, I have given it here like this. Now, how do you get it? See, this is what we have. We are psi is equal to this. So, definition of psi is VR is 1 by R dou psi by dou theta. So, if you differentiate this with respect to theta, then you will get this expression VR. Similarly, this V theta. Now, what you can do is, okay. See, this is what we have. Psi and phi in all coordinates I have given here. This is Cartesian coordinates. So this is in Cartesian coordinate. U dou psi by dou y, which is also equal to dou phi by dou x. V minus dou psi by dou x, dou phi by dou y in cylindrical coordinates. So now what we do is, we take this expression. We have VR. From psi we have calculated VR and equate that to this and integrate it. Similarly, from the definition of psi, we have got V theta. So equate it and integrate it. So if we do so, we will get this expression. We will get this expression. We will get this expression. Now, let us consider at very large distance from the cylinder. So at very large distance from cylinder means what? R is infinity. So when R becomes infinity, A by R approaches 0. When R is infinity, this A square by R square will become 0. So U will be equal to, this will be 0. So VR will be equal to U cos theta. So the radial component of velocity is U cos theta. And what will be the tangential component? When R is very large, again, this is 0. So it will become minus U sin theta. So the expressions for radial velocity and tangential velocity are U cos theta and minus U sin theta respectively. So what is the resultant velocity? Resultant velocity is given by V is equal to square root of VR square plus V theta square. So that is U square cos square theta plus U square sin square theta. So U square into square root of U square into cos square theta plus sin square theta. Cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. So square root of U square will be U. So V is equal to U. So at very large values, that means away from the boundary, the velocity is U, the undisturbed velocity. On the cylinder of the boundary, so on the cylinder of the boundary, what is R? R is equal to A. So you will have VR is 0, which is a streamline. So this will become a square by a square. So 1 minus 1, 0. So VR is 0. And what is V theta? V theta is, this is 1. So it will become minus 2u sin theta. So VR is equal to 0 and V theta is equal to minus 2u sin theta. So the negative sign resulting from the sign convention for theta and V theta. So V theta is always considered as clockwise. But here we are getting it as minus value. That means it will be anti-clockwise. So denoting the velocity at the boundary by V dash. So I can say V dash is equal to V theta. V dash is equal to V theta on the boundary for 0 less than theta less than pi on the cylinder. So it is equal to this value. And what is its minimum value? The minimum value is when this is 0. So the minimum value is 0. And when this is 0, this 0 for theta is equal to 0 and theta is equal to pi. And what is the maximum value? The maximum value will be 1. Sin theta maximum value is plus or minus 1. So this will be either plus 2u or minus 2u, corresponding to theta is equal to pi by 2. So that is the solution. Now I have given these 4 problems. Now all of you, when we meet on Wednesday, I will be asking any equation, the continuity equation and the energy equation. The energy equation for ideal fluids and the energy equation for real fluids. For real fluids, we got by integrating the Euler's equation along the streamline. Now we will consider from the next class onwards for some standard ideal flow patterns. So these ideal flow patterns are, there are many, but standard patterns of flow are a uniform flow, a source and a sink. A uniform flow is what I have indicated earlier. Uniform flow means the flow will be taking place with a constant velocity from left to right or right to left, either parallel to the axis or inclined to axis. But the entire flow will be only in one straight streamline. A source and a sink. A source is a point source. So suppose you have a nozzle and you put the nozzle vertically upwards. So the water will be coming out of the nozzle and it will flow in all directions radially. Similarly, sink, your wash basins. You open your tap of the wash basin or sink, close it, and then close the tap after the sink is filled up. Then you remove suddenly the blockage provided in the sink. Then what will happen? The flow will be taking place radially towards the central point. So that is a sink. Then a vortex pair. A vortex pair is the one where the flow is taking place in a circular path, and while source and sink, the flow takes place in radial directions. In the case of vortex, the flow will be in the circular direction. Then a doublet. A doublet is nothing but, suppose you have one source and a sink. Both of them are placed at a distance, equidistance from a central point, origin. And if the flow is approaching, both the flows are approaching, or the distance between these two is approaching to 0, then what will happen? That is called as a doublet. So, in Wednesday's class, we'll discuss about these standard patterns of flow and followed by their combinations. Now, for that class, already I have sent the material, so go through it and again be prepared for any question that I put. Okay. Now I'll be stopping for today here. We will resume on Wednesday. Now all of you can leave. If you have got any doubt,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
if you have got any doubt,